Hey all, and welcome back for another round of HellfireComms Patreon TV comms. Today we are going to be checking out episodes 14 to 16 of Food Wars, and I believe Soma is going to have a bit of an egg challenge on his hands this time. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. Everything you guys will need to sync our commentary to your copies of the videos, which we can't provide for copyright reasons, blah 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 blah, can be found in the video description. So if you're getting a bit stuck, just have a look there. There's some instructions and whatnot. What we're going to do is we're going to count you down to episode 14, and when we tell you to stop it, just close down the video and load up the next one, and we'll discuss like the previous one a little bit, and then we'll count you down to episode 15 and so on and so forth. So here we go, episode 14 of Food Wars in 3, 2, 1.
I'm here as well, by the way.
Yes, yes he is. As always, you can't get rid of him.
No, it is literally impossible.
So you were telling me you had some egg facts for this.
Indeed, but first of all, we gotta kind of have a little bit of a catch-up. We're kind of in the midst of this egg battle, and Soma isn't doing too well. Like, even Megumi, who's usually the shy one that needs the support of Soma to kind of jumpstart her, is having few troubles in getting people wowed over her dishes, so this is a little bit different from what we're used to.
Yeah, and don't forget we did get introduced to a couple of new characters last time. A white-haired chick, I like to refer to her as Danganronpa, and then there was like Emo All Might, so maybe they're behind this.
Possibly. Maybe they're spreading the bad seed of terrible reviews about it. It's just like, oh, don't go to that guy, he's a scrub. But yeah, I was thinking about this before, and I'm not sure if I brought this up in the last episode or not, but I alluded to the fact that Japanese culture are very much into their eggs, and there's a certain character they introduced recently. Are you familiar with the Sanero characters, like Hello Kitty, etc.?
Oh, isn't that like what fucking Retsuko is based on?
A little bit, yeah. But they have a new character they introduced somewhat recently called Gudatama, and he is literally the most unmotivated Sanero character ever, and is called Gudatama the Lazy Egg. Aww. And literally, it's just a anthropomorphic egg yolk wearing no clothes. It's literally just like a butt with like no hips, legs, arms, and looking very much lax in terms of lying down on his egg white. And he is an incredibly popular character, and my girlfriend's actually quite fond of him too.
Oh, cute. I'm
not sure what it is. Maybe it's easy to relate to. Just sometimes you want to have a lazy day where you just want to lie around, not worry about the world and its troubles.
I'm gonna be honest, if I had a stand, it would probably be that lazy egg.
Your stand will be Gudatama. But it just seems very unusual, because, you know, Sanero was all about, or Sanrino rather, was all about the Hello Kitty with like the cute anthropomorphic animals, and he just comes along with just like this lazy egg. But for some reason, Japan just absolutely loves the guy. He has loads of merch.
What is it about eggs that Japan likes so much then?
I don't know, maybe it's just because it's used in so much of their cooking, like with the omelettes, and also just with how eggs are, I guess, tracked and looked after and what have you. Yeah. Like, I think I mentioned before, like, their eggs don't have the risk of anything like salmonella or anything like that due to all the regulations and what have you when it comes to looking after your chickens.
Very true, very true. Okay, metamorphosis. I don't think Soma should have gone with soufflés and whatnot, because they're very time-sensitive and also sound-sensitive dishes.
Yes, so I'm willing to bet he'll take those dishes and transform them into something else if the title's anything to go by, but what? We do not know.
Kind of capped out, I see. Fucking Danganronpa over there, giving it all this.
So this is the white-haired chick from before, but emo Prince Noctis is nowhere to be seen.
Hey, it's all mine, thank you very much. Let's keep the jokes consistent, shall we?
Hey, you have your comparison, I have mine.
Man, I'm looking forward to season 4 of My Hero.
Oh, it's gonna be so grand.
This is what I love about this show. You get introduced to the finer points of, like, each dish and whatnot. And these may look basic, but they're like, there's so much going on beneath the surface and whatnot.
Yeah, even something as simple as a deviled egg can have a lot underneath the surface.
There was this one restaurant I saw on No Reservations one time, where it was like, they would make really high quality food, but in the shape of like something basic and or disgusting. Like there was a roadkill thing that actually wasn't made of roadkill. It was all like really tasty meats and whatnot, just arranged in a way that looked disgusting but tasted heavenly.
I guess they're playing into the whole thing that you taste with your mouth, not with your eyes. Even though a lot of the taste comes in what you see and what you smell first and foremost, it kind of helps to set the expectation. So when you have something that kind of tries to go against that norm, it's kind of interesting. I guess that's where you sort of get a reputation.
Well, I mean, you can taste with your eyes, you just smash your face into the plate. I've enjoyed many a Christmas dinner like that, but I gotta be honest, doing it with soup was probably not the best idea I've ever had.
No, usually you dunk bread into soup, not your entire face. So, they seem to have made, like, some kind of crazy caramel milkshake inside of an egg. That is very much different.
That's right. Gaze upon me.
Unlimited plate works.
Okay, well, rival guy's doing fine. Old Soma, come on, man. You gotta bounce back from this quick.
Well, she got her 200 servings already as well. Blighty. She's really come into her own.
Well, I mean, she's possessed by Xehanort, so you know. Excuses, your dishes sucked.
Oh, they even got the timer there as well, you know, not too much pressure or anything.
Oh, he's gonna pull a Leighton. He was just in his mind palace there.
He was trying to open his mind's eye to see past the egg and through the yolk.
I must become the egg, I gotta date the egg.
I'm going to deconstruct this egg and serve all its individual parts.
Well, I mean, that is part and parcel of cooking. Deconstruction, reconstruction. I mean, that's more of a... Would you say that's like a modern sort of thing?
I'd say that's something more of a modern gourmet sort of thing. Man, he's got hot hands. Either that or that slap was causing hella friction.
Visualize it in your mind palace, Soma. Don't worry if Sherlock turns up in there, that's what he does.
It's a good thing his dad never tangoed him as a kid.
Yeah, oh god. Did they have to take that off the air because so many people were actually copying it?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Can't go around having any more slapstick violence than there needs to be. Let's leave that to the TV professionals. Just
a quick, like, history lesson for you guys. And yeah, I have a Fanta bottle with me here, just to give you some audio, like, descriptions and whatnot. Tango is a brand of, like, orange carbonated beverage, and Fanta is one as well, I guess. There was an advert in the UK where a guy would go around and, like, slap people in the head, like, on the ear, and so basically say, like, you've been tangoed. And of course, kids being kids, they copied that relentlessly. And, it led to a few injuries, so they had to pull the advert.
It was amusing, but, you know, you don't want to go around school fearing for your life of being tangoed at every turn.
I gotta say that Eggs Benedict's is looking pretty good.
I'd love to have one of those. This is gonna be the catalyst that sets the gears of plate emptiness into motion.
So is he gonna turn the souffle into an omelette?
I'm not sure if he's doing that, to be honest. He may just be starting entirely new, but it seems like he's going for the omelette route this time round instead of just souffling, as you mentioned. I thought he was maybe just going to take the pre-existing dishes and then just transform them completely rather than making them entirely over again and just taking into account, okay, this is how much time it takes, so this will work out great, I hope.
It's got a bit of a wobbly consistency to it.
It reminds me of the cakes that are usually quite popular in Japan that are made from, like, probably no less than 6 eggs, sometimes even more than that. It's sort of like a cheesecake, but it's very, very jiggly, and it's kind of spongy, but not really. It was the same cake that Sato made during Season 3 of Hero Academy, when he was, like, trying to show people his room. Alright, so can he do it? Can he get 200 plates and strip everybody in this goddamn place?
Oh, he might, Volk. He must very well might. Interesting.
Yeah, there's this whole thing with Japan especially where they sort of make an omelette, but they make it so it's like all runny in the middle. So you have like your omelette with rice, and one of the dishes that they have is like they literally like plate up a whole bunch of rice. They put the omelette over the top, and then they cut it across the top, and then like all the gooey part in the middle of the omelette just spills all over it like a blanket.
Jeez. Like, I'm having meatballs and pasta for tea, but I kind of would prefer like some scrambled egg on toast now, honestly.
Well, my girlfriend's going to be making stew later on, apparently, so that'll be quite nice to look forward to.
Are these, like, new characters showing off and whatnot? There's Emo All Might.
I still say it's Noctis. Oh yeah, the name of that dish I was describing is called omurice. Amy just kindly peeked her head through the door and showed me the Google search result.
Oh, bless.
She is the MVP.
Bitch in sheep's clothing, I think.
So what is her quirk? Just to enter the chibi dimension at will.
What a hoe bag. God damn.
If I stole 50 plates, would she really notice?
Not really, no.
To the hot springs!
What is her game, Volk? I can't read her.
Nah, she's, got the air of mystery around her, and she ain't letting any cracks show. But I'm assuming we'll find out.
Stand powers activate!
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted the stand activation. That is actually the power of my stand. Oh no.
Ultra Instinct? Oh, I just speak in fucking memes nowadays. I'm a fraud, a hack fraud.
It's alright. Memes are the new culture. We fit in perfectly.
Oh god, I'm like a day after my 30th birthday now, so this is just a searing reminder that A, I can't fucking cook, and B, that I really need to eat more eggs.
Man, he's got this production line thing down!
Yep, well, that's the restaurant experience coming in handy.
Well, if all else fails, he could do plate juggling at the circus, I guess.
Yeah, that's not really what he's aiming for, Vogue, but it's nice you have a backup plan for him.
Exactly. Sometimes you need a backup. Will it be enough? He's got a lot to go through. And now everyone's leaving.
Well, hasn't Erin already reached her 200? Is she not satisfied?
She doesn't need more, but then again, she wants to do everyone over by going, yeah, I'm just going to take all your customers and make you all fail because that's just exactly the person I, Erina, am. It's just like, what is this thing that I'm cooking?
Oh god, is it eggs or is it paradise?
Is this omelette?
Like, you know, like, sometimes cooks, when they're doing shows and whatnot, they have a live audience when they're doing it. The smell of food entices people. It's like when you see your parents or your loved ones cooking, you want to hang around because the process is just so interesting.
And I suppose a lot of sushi restaurants fit that bill as well, especially some of the more expensive places. Sometimes they'll literally, like, rather than they have, like, the separate little kitchen bit, it's all kind of open plan. So you're kind of sitting next to where the chef is preparing all your sushi, and it's kind of like talking to you, figuring out what you like, and then kind of adjusting dishes on the fly. And there are a lot of places that do similar sort of things. So rather than having a set menu, they'll just feed you stuff, and then, like, figure out what you like and what you don't like, and then just adjust things slightly and try something different, and then just hand that over to you. So you're paying for an experience rather than a set menu.
Alright, looks like everyone from Polar Star's doing well here.
Yeah, even though we still don't know very much about half of these characters and, like, what their specialties are.
Yeah, well, we know, like, what they, borderline specialize in just from the earlier episodes, but we haven't really had episodes revolving around them, so to speak.
It's gonna be close. Everyone, including the other characters, are waiting with bated breath.
We got a really good episode to start this batch off on. Like, it's really action-packed. The shots are dynamic and whatnot. The music's, like, all synced nicely.
And we got the whole 24 thing going on here as well. Like, Jack Bauer's gonna come over the tail and, like, eat, like, just enough plates to see him through.
Going down to the wire here, Volk.
I like how it's counting down in real time as well.
Oh my God.
Only just. With only 2 seconds to spare.
That was pretty hype.
Well done, that man, although I can't help but think he may have overexerted himself with that one.
I think he's starting to realise just what it means to be a pro.
But of course he has to put on that facade.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, you know?
Exactly.
Got Giovanni over here, getting ready to hand out Earth badges. So I got Let's Go Pikachu for my birthday, so I've got Pokemon on the brain.
Oh no, that's absolutely fine. I mean, obviously we've made that comparison before, so it's still apt. I, Dio, am impressed with your act of entertainment and food at the same time.
So yeah, he kind of fucked himself over, but he adapted in the heat of crisis and overcame it.
Exactly, it's not just about serving delicious food, it's serving the food that people would want to have. And of course, if they don't like what you served the first time, you need to be able to improvise on the fly and then quickly adapt to what they might well like and maybe try something slightly different.
I mean, she's sort of right. You're not always going to be able to adapt in a crisis. You need to be able to do things to the letter as well.
Exactly. He only had barely enough time to change what he wanted to do, so he needs to be more, I guess, sure of what he's doing the first time, and perhaps making sure they can get that wow factor in from the get-go.
Okay, so Nakiri, a first year. Oh, she'll be one to look out for. Oh!
Ah, that would explain kind of the cold looks earlier then.
Give me the backstory talk. Alright, here we go. I'm so tired from giving the backstory talk.
Poor guy. It's just like, look, I'm trying my best here. Fuck yeah, Denmark.
It's like a fucking Pokemon gym. So cooking is in her and Erin's blood, basically.
Pretty much, except they also science, so seeing as they science in Denmark, they have scientifically engineered the perfect pulsar.
Bit of, not sibling rivalry, but family rivalry, I suppose.
Things are gonna get a little bit more interesting, although I wonder if they're actually gonna get the chance to properly have at each other, rather than maybe have Soma sort of cut in between, perhaps.
Oh, wow. Look, okay, we don't have time to go over every transgression, alright?
It's like, every year, it's the same old shit, same old time, and you can always give me crap for it. Well, no more!
Never again!
The line has to be drawn here! This far, no further!
Oh, well, Jesus. Volk's fired up now, you can't stop him.
Sorry, I went into Star Trek mode there for a second. Either Picard from The Next Generation or Quark from Deep Space Nine. Both of them used a very similar line.
I'm glad Soma's kind of brushing off her passive aggressiveness. He's gonna need to do that.
He's usually cool as a cucumber, even when faced with very close calls. That's the one thing he really does have going for him. He's incredibly confident. I have a bandana too, but you're not wearing it on your head. You're doing it all wrong.
Now, you see, the modern way is to wear it on one's wrist.
It's like, how dare you almost fail?
Oh, the next step?
4 hours.
I can't even have a decent nap in 4 hours.
Yeah, considering these people had to get up at the ass crack of dawn as well. Quick, must have power nap.
I gotta say, this is a fun arc so far.
Yeah, they're really going ham on the action this time around.
Poor guy.
Are they ever not fighting?
Never, never. That's what bros do, man. They're always against one another, but they're there for each other as well.
Daigo and Soji, they're basically there just to fight each other and just to be the constant source of conflict.
Okay, so I guess the next thing is going to be a surprise.
I have altered the schedule. Pray I do not alter it further. It's fucking Dio!
Oh wow, that was a pretty big, like, swathe they cut through.
And when you consider Erina basically took out an entire person out of a running by herself as well.
Okay, so where is this going then?
He's leading up to something big. I just don't know what. Or maybe they'll just throw a complete U-turn and just say, okay, we have nothing else. I just wanted to make an announcement.
This is a metaphor, this is not actually happening.
What, you mean you don't have to cook in a sandstorm? Well, that's good. Sand cakes for everyone!
The secret of my stand is known to no one! Again, metaphor, not actually happening.
No, he's searching for the lamp. He's looking for the sand cave that's shaped like a lion. Or is it a tiger? I can't remember.
Oh shit, the finale of the arc. Oh.
Ooh. Not the Illuminati, as I pronounced at one point.
So, we get a decent meal? Oh, that was the finale!
Yep. They finally get a fucking reward.
Oh, I just got chills.
Yeah! It's like, finally! I can rest!
Oh, he's dead again.
I think he's died at least 3 times in this episode alone.
What a really happy ending.
Yeah, this is exactly what we needed. You think that steak you're eating?
No, it is in fact liquid gold.
It may as well be, judging by their reactions. And that's the 4th time he's died now. I think this is exactly the kind of conclusion this arc needed, because, I mean, having, like, one big finale at the end seems like it would be par the course, but throwing this in there shows that they actually do care about all the students, even if they are a little bit ruthless in terms of their expectations.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was the season finale for a second, but there's 24 episodes in season 1.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet.
Feels like a season finale though, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit, or at least a conclusion of an arc, so I suppose that's what they were going for. They've done all, like, the training, and now they're gonna go back to what I would assume is more like what we had from, like, episodes 7 to 10, I would guess.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the odd, antagonist that comes in, talks some smack, gets into a food battle, ends up either winning or losing, and then some kind of turnaround happens.
This is the full version of the ED?
I believe it is, yes.
You often don't get animes where both the OP and the ED is, like, really good at the same time. Especially when it moves to, like, new ones.
Yeah, like, we've had a couple of occasions, like in Hero Academy especially, where like the EDs were a little bit, it's alright, and then like you have the opening that's like, this is okay, but then as it goes on, suddenly it's like, oh my god, this is amazing, I love this thing. But usually the EDs tend to be the one that kinda get left on the wayside in favor of making the opening memorable.
Okay. Oh.
A stinger within the ED. We have truly achieved new meta here.
Oh, yes. Oh. Close the video.
The autumn selection. Alright, so we've got our tease for what's potentially to come. Whether that'll be straight away, and we'll have like a little bit of a time skip, I don't know, but ooh, it's exciting stuff regardless.
That was a really great episode. Tons of action, really dynamically composited in terms of shots and whatnot. Music was on point. And then the surprise of just, you don't have to do anything at the end. This is for you now.
Yeah, I think as well as that, just seeing Soma in mortal peril, so to speak, was another thing I wasn't really expecting. And it goes, I think it humanizes him a little bit as well, because so far he's just kind of been this cooking god up until this point, but seeing him actually struggle just shows just the sheer magnitude of where he is and the people that he surrounded himself with in this school, and it kind of grounds him a little bit, which I think was a little bit needed. They kind of did it a little bit when they kind of stopped him from being like the main cook for the Megumi fight with Markiplier, but it wasn't really enough, so something like this really helped bring the point forward, and I really, really enjoyed that. But yeah, as you said, all those other points as well make for an amazing episode. It's probably one of my favorites so far.
Alright, we have episode 15 now, if you're ready, Ro.
I'm ready.
Alright, let's see what this autumn selection business is all about. In 3, 2, 1.
Did you just say awesome selection?
No, I said, you know what, the awesome autumn selection. As long as we're happy, everyone's happy.
I can get behind that. He's not standing on the yellow steps. He's gonna die on the travelator. The footprints are there for a reason, damn it. Hey, it's Daddy-O.
Wasn't expecting him back so soon. And he's in Japan as well, so he's come home?
Looks like he's heard the news. It's just like, my son's doing what?
This was better with the ED playing, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we really needed a recap of this, to be honest with you, but I suppose it's just to... I suppose it's after a week, they gotta kind of just say, hey, everything's concluded, and now we're moving on to new things.
Yeah, that's the thing we do have to take into account, since obviously we do these in batches. Oh!
New OP!
I guess that was the mid-season finale, then. Let's just soak this in, Volk.
I'm on board with that idea. And it has all the name of the characters, so that you don't forget them!
This is very helpful for me, especially.
Although reading diagonally is a bit of a problem.
I think I prefer this just in terms of, like, composition and whatnot. It's so much more snappy.
So Ryo Kurikiba was the other guy.
I'm seeing new characters here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that Young Dad? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Young Dad and
shit,
Young Dio.
Yeah, we're gonna get some backstory. Nice.
No. We have to call him Giovanni from this point onward.
I'm pretty sure his name is Doshibu.
It's close enough. They both begin with D, and both explain, like, their voice actor and who they look like. Oh, actual food battles.
Yeah, this is pretty lit. I like this a lot.
Katsukari.
Good shit.
Solid 9 out of 10 for that one.
The man they called the Demon.
Is Yojiro Hama gonna be in this? Yeah, he's just gonna cook a tasty dish and then just kick all your asses with unparalleled martial arts.
I'm gonna miss this place. Like, you go through an arc and you get used to the surroundings and whatnot, but then it's status quo, rules. You've got to go back to it at some point.
It's like when you've been on holiday and you've just grown accustomed to your surroundings and you don't really want to go back, but you know you have to.
Yeah, well, home is where the heart is, mate. Trademark.
Home is where your responsibilities are waiting for you, and you can't ignore your responsibilities forever.
What a cynical take on a really hallmark sort of phrase.
Oh, I aim to put twists on things. But I suppose we have to remember that they are meant to be in a school environment, so they have to return there eventually.
I'm sort of impressed.
Well, she didn't have any problems. You, on the other hand.
Yeah, fucking sober. That's true. Mo time, mo money loss, I suppose.
Oh, he's going for that third Michelin star.
Yep, character growth.
Because he kind of had lost his passion somewhat. So it seems like he's regained it now, and he's found newfound determination.
I'm fine with him being sort of like a cocky asshole if he does, like, move forward, you know?
Yeah, France restaurants in general, they do tend to have a few 3-star ones, but I would wager that Japanese ones are probably not very common.
Yeah, you gotta come with me. I'm trying to induct you into the business.
It's like, hey, you want to buy some basil?
No, Megumi's mine.
Mine! Mine!
It's okay, I already chose mine the stop time. You guys can have the leftovers.
Ah, that's kind of nice.
Well, I mean, you're seeing, like, the best come through all the challenges in real time, so what better way to make a prediction about who you want as an apprentice?
It's a bit like the NFL draft. Sometimes you just see someone that's just oozing with potential and talent, and you just go, yeah, I want to have that.
Basically, yeah.
It's also nice to know that when you graduate, you've also got something there waiting for you immediately. That's a hell of a motivator and reassurance.
Huh.
He's got to represent the home turf.
I wonder if his family's restaurant is eventually going to be bought out.
That would be an interesting plot point, but I don't think it will. I feel like that's kind of meant to be sort of holy ground as far as plot is concerned. Like, it's what he's building up toward at the end of the day.
Volk actually mentioned something interesting to me, a few episodes ago, I think. Like, in the intro, you can see the rival's brother slim down and whatnot. I never caught that on the first time through.
Yeah, he'll get there eventually. You can be my servant.
Oh.
He's thinking back to when he was his age, and his dad was his age also.
It's okay, I just flashed back a second, though.
It's alright, he must be one of the Joestars.
Fucking hell. It writes itself at this point.
He really does.
Oh, so tired from giving out one for all. Jesus.
Oh no! Not my lucky headband.
Oh god, is he gonna miss the bus? Him and Aaron are gonna have to travel back together. Ooh, friction.
Are they going to be establishing the triangle?
Oh, cool.
He got on the wrong bus. Yeah, that's fairly true. I know I tend to mistake buses a couple of times as well. So where does he need to be? Oh yeah, that guy! I vaguely remember him. He was like one of the three big dudes as far as like chickens and eggs and what have you is concerned.
It's weird seeing Soma being deferential. Ah, yes. Show my eggs, and there you go.
Well, at the end of the day, they're pretty top quality, and I'm sure we'll get a good deal out of them as a result.
Wow, I think he stepped onto the right bus after all. Look at all these business connections.
He's already well on his way at this point.
Oh, look at them go. There's a fleet of buslings. Ah, sucks for you, Soma. Oopsie doopsie.
I could ask you the same thing. Yeah, we stole it off some random dude.
Ah, way home, don't you fucking dare, Soma.
Can you feel the love tonight?
So, a better remake than the live-action one.
I don't know. I'm looking at the live-action one and all the people that have been bashing it. I'm just saying, look, you know you're going to still watch this film. You're going to look at that Simba, and you're going to cry your eyes out when he tells Mufasa to get up.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
This is my stand power. Me, myself, and I.
I have a gun with egg pellets in this bag. Don't make me break it out.
No, it's actually a spud gun.
So, already going up the ranks of difficulty and whatnot.
Trying to impress the extra folk.
Yeah, I was wondering who those dudes were.
They did look a little bit too official to just be there to tally up people.
I already have several dishes in mind, Erina. Do you have any? No, didn't think so. You don't learn anything from winning. You learn a lot from losing. Keep that in mind.
Exactly. Well, they say the only way to get it right is to get it wrong.
McDonald's got it. His?
You know what that means? When she says it's nothing, it's actually everything. He's probably tuckered out at this point. I mean, dude's probably been running on fumes.
Oh. Now's the perfect chance to break out the gun, but she's bushing!
It's just like, wait, maybe I shouldn't shoot him just yet.
Aw, a little cookbook.
And a rare moment of just genuine wholesomeness from Erina.
Oh my god. Was Soma's dad her personal chef?
This is a twist. Maybe that's why she has somewhat of a connection to him? Maybe that's the reason why that she can't quite get him out of her head?
Oh shit.
It's revving up!
Yeah, I love backstory and lore. Oh, I've missed her.
Oh yes, I can't actually remember her name though. Which is mildly unfortunate. It's like Junkrat's gran.
Home already, but I haven't finished dusting.
I'm looking for a prince, a stuck-up chef, and a weird guy who won't stop talking. Have you seen him? I gotta take him back to insomnia. God, he's buff.
He so fucking is.
Excuse me?
So was the dad gonna pop out and say, surprise? Oh, he's already naked.
When is he not naked? I don't think we've seen him not naked. At least I'm not convinced. If we have, I am fully on the idea that it was a figment of our imagination. Aw, they're not fighting for once.
Yeah. Oh?
Oh, it's his dad.
Wow, he just slipped right by you. I was going to say, something was off there.
Old habits die hard.
Oh, he was in Polar Star as well.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. There's a connection here.
Oh my god, the second seat?
I like how he's just as confused as they are. I like how he's the only one not remotely phased.
The nakedness makes me more intelligent. So
My well-chiseled body repels all plot twists. Yeah, don't mind me, just sipping some sake.
Mm-hmm. Don't know why I didn't put two and two together, honestly.
Tell me, did you parade around the dorm naked in just an apron as well?
Yeah, he just gave it up and became a restaurateur.
Yeah, it's like how sometimes you get the folks that drop out of school to pursue something, and even though probably a lot of the time it doesn't work out, you do get to see those stories that end up blossoming into something truly spectacular. He's like, oh, it's nothing we haven't seen before. Your dad was just like you.
Why would he keep that from Soma? Was it to make sure his head didn't get too big?
I would assume so, or maybe it's just to make sure to keep him, like, give him his own expectations as opposed to expectations to mirror or surpass what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of pressure isn't healthy. Being able to motivate yourself to get better without anything, you know, kind of hovering overhead is like, oh, you've got to be at least as good as this.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably a nice way to go about it. That's healthy motivation.
Damn, that looks good.
I could eat at least 2/3 of that by myself. I would regret it afterwards, but I could do it.
Don't fall for the dad. You gotta fall for Soma.
This anime would take a very, very different turn if that were the case.
It puts a whole new spin on the word cook, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm being transported around the world! You don't get this on EasyJet.
Absolutely not. You definitely wouldn't on Ryanair either. Ryanair, they'd probably kick you out the plane halfway through and force you to swim the rest of the way. Oh, Halissa. I do love me some harissa paste.
You've used this in your own dishes, I assume.
Yes, there's actually a sauce I normally make for steak, which is a very, very quick one that involves mayonnaise, harissa, usually cider vinegar or something along those lines, bit of salt and pepper. You can get it whacked out in like a couple of minutes, so if you can't make a pan sauce, it's great for emergencies, and also just a very nice savory dip in general. Well, I mean, when you look like Gladiolus from Final Fantasy 15, I mean... Oh god, the harem begins.
Oh god, I feel alive! Oh, I'm burning up!
I can die happy!
Don't die again, please.
Oh no, he gets it from his dad as well!
Yeah, this was pretty shit, Dad. Yeah, I know, right, son?
Well, that explains where the honey squid thing comes from.
Honey squid actually sounds decent, though.
I think it's more the sweetness might be overbearing, possibly. Like, the idea is when you're using squid especially, is that it's a textural thing. You need to balance out the texture, which is why, like, sometimes, like, you have people that deep fry it, like, with takoyaki, for instance. So you gotta have, like, that crispiness to go with the obvious rubberiness of the squid.
I got you.
Otherwise, it just becomes overbearing. Squid is very sensitive to things like that.
Why you gotta embarrass me like that?
It's like, look, you didn't give me a chance, so, you know. I keep these as a memento.
Wow, so Dojima was above him.
That might explain, like, the whole he was seeing a bit of him in there. Maybe he's fearing. Maybe he'll be the one to take the top spot this time.
I love in the flashback, like, the old woman is still old.
It's like she never ages, and just like everyone else ages around her. I'm wagering they were used before. Or they were built by them.
Yo! Okay, I thought they built them themselves. This is slightly less impressive.
I did think maybe they were leading up to that, but I thought, not quite.
I'm sorry, I've been busy improving my craft.
Yeah, I mean, he does see them in person.
Aww.
Stray cat, loyal dog. Makes perfect sense.
Stray cat is also a stand. Yeah, why would you give up such power, Dad? I don't understand you.
Yeah, second seat, that's gotta come with all sorts of credentials and benefits. Maybe even a health plan.
Something just hit me. If we got a new OP, we should be getting a new ED at the same time.
Good point, and we won't have long to look forward to that. That's not the question he wants to ask.
Not really.
This is the icebreaker, he's gonna lead up to it. We don't even get to hear what he's saying? But I think this may be exactly what Soma needs. Like, after struggling with adversity for a second there, this is probably exactly what he needs to kind of find his footing again and to find his place. Figure out what it is he's gonna do.
I was just gonna sleep on the floor. Unlike you, I have- Oh!
Don't tell me, they were in the same one. Oh, damn it, I called it. It's like everything is predestined at this point.
This has put a whole new spin on the show, and I actually really like this turn.
I mean, it gives the idea that obviously he's unknowingly following in his father's footsteps, so to speak, but it'll be up to him whether he wants to take it that step further, which his dad never did.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what his dad wants from him at the end of all that. Maybe he has some kind of regret not going all the way, and maybe he doesn't want Soma to make that same mistake. I mean, the last episode was really damn good, but this is offering a huge amount of new talking points and things to think about.
Yeah, like new lore, backstory. It complements like the past one, which was mostly action with... Oh. Okay, let's drink it in, We'll talk about the episode after.
So we're not going to have the last dinner of Christ this time, I'm assuming. We're going for something different. Liking the colours.
The colours are very nice. Not sure about the song so far.
I mean, obviously it's not as bouncy as the previous one, but I like it.
Bouncy was the exact word I was going to go for. Are you reading my mind? Get out of there.
No. It's better in here. Although a bit weird that the ending is focusing somewhat on Erina this time around. Whether that's something that's going to be focused on from this point on, I don't know. Oh, hold on a second. This is the ED from the perspective of the pink-haired chick. Oh god, she's what?
Not really sure what to make of this, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think she may be a wee bit obsessed, Tom.
Oh.
That was a bit weird, not gonna lie.
Get your weak ass up!
It's like, no, it's about time I taught you my signature dish.
Hell yeah. Oh? Oh!
Oh, sweet Jesus! It is literally just like Baki and Yojiro. It's like, you'll make an excellent meal, Soma.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Alright, let's just jump straight into this one. I don't think we need to say much more on that. Very good episode.
Yes.
Switching out the action for some huge plot points that are gonna be no doubt constants throughout the rest of the show, I'd imagine.
Yeah, very much so, mate, very much so. Great contrast to episode 14. Obviously, 14 was action, this was exposition and whatnot, but done in an interesting way, and the subject matter was great. So, yeah, let's get right on into it. Last one for today, episode 16 of Food Wars, in 3, 2, 1. So we got a cooking fight between Soma and his dad, but first, this.
Well, we know about Erina and the obsessive supporting member of her little entourage. And of course we've learned of a softer side to her. So whether that will play in, I don't know.
Why are these memories flooding back into me now? But it doesn't
matter. Why do I
but...
want his dad so badly?
Ooh, I don't know. Are you ready? Show me your stand, motherfucker.
Oh, that's some beastly aura right there.
Well, you didn't raise us no pussy, Dad. Let's fucking do this.
Very nice.
I'm not too huge on the new ED, but this new OP is lit.
Absolutely. Like, I thought the ED was starting off okay, and then it sort of took that weird turn, which, it's amusing, but, I don't know. I can't entirely get behind it.
Yeah, and, you know, the song isn't great. I rate, like, EDs and OPs on, A, whether the song is good. It has to be fun to listen to, first and foremost, and then, like, the animation and whatnot. And, yeah, the OP is a winner in that regard, but the ED only kind of wins on, or gets by even on visuals.
Yeah, and humor as well. I'm just trying to discern some of these extra characters that we haven't seen yet and what their association will be.
Oh, it was foreshadowing it all this time. Well, the one episode we watched, anyway.
Indeed. But then again, with an opening, a lot of it seems to go by pretty quick, so it's only after the second or third time watching it that you really notice, and I just noticed as well that the guy that he was fighting earlier looks exactly like Stain.
Yeah.
We'll put the world in a soup bowl.
Alrighty, what you got for us, Food Wars? The chef who crossed 1,000 leagues. Oh, that's dope.
That is a hooker for a title. There's a good fucking thing that dude's legs are crossed, I swear to God.
This is my son. I intentionally trained him wrong, as a joke. Here we go.
Father and son. The old versus the new. The ex-elite versus the new up-and-comer.
Of course I'd be the judge. I'm the one here with experience.
I've seen 3 generations come and go from this dormitory. Alright, he literally doesn't even have the apron on this time. What the fuck is this dude's problem?
Well, I'm sorry, my giblets need to experience the action in person.
This fucking giblets.
Yeah, hi, I'm here too. I thought she was like turning around and just walk back outside.
No, she just wants milk.
I'm tired, Soma. This is what happens to humans.
Damn it, stop being so adorable.
You turned this into a clip show. I'm gonna be mad.
It's the chibi clip show.
Aww. Well, if it's cute, I don't mind. Could someone make her some, like, fucking Ovaltine or something? She needs rest.
Wrap her up in a duvet and send her straight the fuck back to sleep.
Aww.
Give her the full burrito treatment. That's what she needs right now. Just needs a duvet burrito, nice mug of Ovaltine, and some soothing music in the background.
There you go. Yeah, you need something light, fluffy, and refreshing, I think. Yeah, boost. That's what we need right now.
It just serves up a boost bar on a plate. This'll help you.
No, a single Snickers.
No. Snickers is when you're getting a little bit on the bitchy side.
Yeah.
A boost bar is what you need if you're just feeling a little bit tired.
You might think it's a meme, but oh man, you have a Snickers and you got your chocolate, you got your nougat, you've got your peanuts in there, boom.
I'm getting more awake just watching this.
How did I get here?
Like, wait, what am I doing here? What is this place? Oh yeah, we enrolled you into a cooking school. Wait, I don't remember this!
Yeah, but maybe he was, like, testing you then, Soma. This is the real deal.
Maybe he isn't gonna hold back. Or whether or not he was holding back to begin with, I don't know.
Nope, never. Not even once.
Like, quit pretending that you can't remember a victory. So, if he never won, I'm assuming those other ones would be a tie then.
Possibly, yeah. Even if it was straight wins, the ratio isn't looking good in his favour.
No. It doesn't inspire much confidence. I get the feeling this will be 501. You need not worry about that. I haven't told him that he's not my son. So I have no reason to go easy on him.
I don't think serving a single apple raw is gonna cut it here, Soma.
It's going to be interesting to see how the apples are incorporated here. Obviously, I'm more familiar with apples being used in, like, pies and crumbles and the occasional Waldorf salad.
Okay, so confirmation of 0 wins.
Oh, this is intense.
It is. Look at all those action lines. Ding.
Apple risotto.
The apple has a bit of tang to it.
I remember Gordon Ramsay giving someone shit for using appetizer in risotto at one point. This is like a step up or down? I'm not quite sure how to rate that, to be honest, but...
Actual apples is a step up from appetizer, though. Come on.
Yeah, although at the same time, I think it was more just the liquid. And there's a side of bacon as well. That's good points there.
Well, you can't have a breakfast without bacon.
It's sweet and crunchy, yet oddly luxurious.
Yes. Well, I mean, apple and pork goes together beautifully, so why wouldn't, like, apple and bacon work beautifully as well?
Exactly. It's a winning combination. Well, we had the Aladdin thing last time around, so now we've got Snow White.
Oh.
Is this prince just literally a giant apple?
Prince Apple. What is this Katamari bullshit?
Hey, Megumi, Yarunarika. But we haven't seen what his dad's cooked up yet. Trying it with the pepper this time.
Oh, the yin and the yang together for like the 50th time in history.
I think it's a bit more than 50. Although it's rather nice that you sort of like get those dishes out, obviously made to have something put in addition. So it's like, oh yeah, this is great by itself, but have you considered trying it with a little bit of this? And then you put it on there and it's just like leagues better than you thought it could possibly be. It is a complete breakfast.
Yes.
We have not seen its like in many a year. Yes, this is something that only the discerning eye of a current Elite 10 can distinguish. He may not look the part, but he is all business and no clothes.
Ah, interesting.
This is why the importance of choosing the correct order of your vegetables is important. Not every vegetable cooks at the same rate, so knowing exactly when to put them in to retain their flavor, their crunchiness. If you can manage that, you're well on your way to becoming a great cook.
For sure. What would you say is the hardest vegetable for you to cook, personally?
The hardest vegetable for me to cook? There's plenty of vegetables I haven't cooked with. Like, not a lot anyway, like turnips, but if I had to say, probably eggplant. Eggplant is incredibly tough for me to get right for some reason, but I'm not as fond of it anyway, so I'm not as fussed about that. But most other vegetables I seem to do okay with.
Okay.
Cocky bastard.
Worried, Soma? You should be. Yikes.
Oh, poor non sequitur.
Yes, indeed. That's his name, non sequitur. Alright, what you got for us?
Well, he seems confident. Yes, we've already had a taste of what he prepares, but this is morning stuff, so...
So Soma definitely got his inventiveness from his father, then.
Don't knock it.
Just like you can have breakfast any time of the day, ramen is good whenever.
Exactly. Well, don't knock it until you taste it. This ramen has probably been adapted especially.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, but he who does not try fails every time anyway.
Yeah, but there's a time and a place for that kind of brazen experimentation, and during a cooking battle is not it.
Yeah, I think the richness is only skin deep for this dish.
Exactly. It looks the part, but I imagine it has been designed with breakfast in mind.
Oh, it's so good! More! More! Surprise, there is crack right at the bottom.
This vegetable I've never heard of before that looks a bit like an acorn.
Well, it's enough to make you sweat and wake up, I suppose.
Chili, ginger, and garlic is an amazing combination. I've actually gotten used to putting ginger in my chili nowadays. Ah, burdock. Like, I've had dandelion and burdock in the past, but I've never actually seen burdock, like, as it should be and not, like, infused into a drink.
The fuck is that? I love how this is the kind of show I can say, what is that? And they'll instantly explain it.
Yep. That's why the show is so good. You don't need to have, like, a full knowledge of all the food there. They'll literally provide that shit for you.
Cooking Master Boy does something similar, but I feel like if there's one thing Food Wars has over that, it goes more in-depth.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that. I think with Cooking Master Boy, it's more just done to have an excuse to use a Chibi Mal to, like, explain something briefly. Ah, the legendary shitache mushroom.
Haha.
I'm at a priest. He may have been rabid, I'm not entirely sure.
I fed him, and I fed him well. Did he survive? I don't know, I left before that.
He was still yelling at me while I was leaving.
You're just throwing, like, rich ingredients at me. It's kind of going over my head. Look at that cocky motherfucker, I love him.
It's not every day you get to see the dad of the main character just be that, like, cool and badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes they have, like, that error of obvious skill, but maybe they're just a bit silly. It's a bit like with All Might. Like, obviously he presents himself very nicely, but then he's just, like, he's just a big dweeb in the inside, really.
He is. He's a lovable dog.
He really is. He is a dad-shaped dad.
I'm starting to get the rumble in my tumbly now, so hopefully those meatballs and pasta are coming along.
Well, we both have food to look forward to after this, thankfully, so it's not too bad. What the fuck? Well, I think this is going to be Lost 501, I'm afraid. Or 484.
Yeah, I figured.
I like how he just takes up his poxy little hairband instead.
He just beat him for experience and superior technique. It's a plateau that Soma just isn't capable of, like, surpassing yet.
And it's more that they presented ramen in a way that they just were not expecting at all. Something that, by all rights and accounts, should not work, and yet somehow he did so.
Yeah, cooking battle has to be about flair, first and foremost.
I suppose early in the morning you've got things to do before breakfast sometimes, and
Yep.
in those situations you probably need something a bit more substantial.
You're making progress, and I appreciate that. But heh, not good enough, Baka-kun.
You've still got a ways to go.
Oh, wow.
I like that. Until you can lose to me again, don't go losing to anyone else. Oh, it's 490th, my mistake. I like how they jot it down in their little journals as well. That's a neat touch. Well, it's a healthy rivalry because you know it's your dad.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like there's like much at stake rather than just finally being able to show him one up.
You might think it's like a bit of a plot hole that he took losing so badly, but it's kind of not, because your dad and someone else in, like, your respective field are completely different sorts of standards.
Exactly, your dad will never let it down, is the other thing.
I will surpass my dad. I will become even above the dad. Big Dad.
So yeah, I think this is going along the point now that he's saying, I want to go where my dad hasn't gone yet. So he's going for that first seat by the sounds of it. Remember who you are. My son, that's lost 490 times to me now. Ha! Get pranked!
And then like, it just fades off into the ether. Fucking Mufasa. Mufasa-kun, I hate you.
It's just like he dies. Ha! Undefeated!
Yeah, he needs a bit of a kick up the arse if the autumn selection's coming along. That's so much higher in terms of standards than the camp.
He puts it on, but he cares deep down. It's just Giovanni. He's just like, ah, fuck you! And the cooking for you is much better than Poxy Letter.
Yeah. That was her spirit going into the trees.
She was never really alive to begin with.
Alright, back to the bureaucracy, I guess.
Alright, you must pwn 5 scrubs and then be back in time for tea.
Oh?
Oh, I was wondering if she'd get a glimpse of him at the end.
Maybe more than a glimpse. How fast was he walking?
Jesus Christ, no, he's hiding behind a tree.
He's absolutely got it, me.
So it's like, oh shit, it's her! So I'm willing to bet that like, he was the only chef that actually impressed her with food. Or like, the first one that did, perhaps.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was a very solid middle of the pack episode, I would say. You had a lot of action in 14, a lot of plot points in 15, and then you had a mix of the two with 16, but all of them very, very solid.
Yeah. Actually, no, I'd say above solid. Like, I'd say 14 and 15 were absolutely great. This one was good. I wouldn't call it great, but it was, like, extremely solid. There was nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah, having said that, yeah, I will evaluate. Like, at 14 and 15 were pretty damn amazing. Like, I'd say 14 is probably my favorite so far. 15 obviously provided a lot of backstory, which was very much appreciated. And then 16 was that nice middle ground. Like, it didn't turn too many heads, so to speak, but it did provide, like, a lot of insight as to their constant battle as father and son, and, like, where his father sort of came from initially when he was attending the school. And this song is still very unusual.
Yeah. We tried to infer it's this magenta-haired girl who's like Erida's secretary who's peeping, because that wouldn't really make much sense in context.
Maybe? I don't know, to be honest. Whether it's a character we haven't actually seen yet, or maybe that's like another side of her, like a multiple personality thing.
I think it would have to be, because she's physically there with her. Oh, yep, Stinger.
Yep. It's what we were waiting for.
Yeah, he had to go. He said something about cooking, and then hid behind a tree.
I wanted to thank him for the food.
Have we missed it? Oh, son of a bitch!
It's like, how could you do this? We all agreed we'd all have a piece of him!
Get good, you fucking scrub. Oh my god, it was as well. Oh, interesting. Homecoming arc.
I suppose it would be a good way to see kind of what he's picked up so far.
Oh no. Stop it!
I guess it's what they meant by airing out. Obviously there's trouble afoot in the old neighborhood.
Yeah, and like, if that restaurant's not pulling in business, I don't think anything like around the thing would do it.
I suppose if it's as revered as it is, people are naturally drawn to the one thing and then will sort of go towards everything else after the fact. You're coming for one thing, but then you kind of get sidelined for what else is available. And if that's not there, then that main draw doesn't exist and thus there's nothing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, that was episodes 14 to 16 of Food Wars. Thank you very much to Deimos for continuing to commission this. He's basically just said he wants us to cover the whole show at this point, so expect like a few more episodes every month. And next time we shall be covering 17 to 19. But what did you think of this batch overall, mate?
Very good. I think this is definitely the best batch by far. And 14 was probably my favourite episode thus far, but there is still a lot to go, so plenty of room to impress, although it'll have to be pretty substantial.
Very good, very good. Alright guys, if you want your own TV comms, there should still be some slots left open. You can have an hour of what you want for $25 dues, and that can be like 3 23-minute episodes like you've seen here. You can have like 6 11-minute ones, or you can like mix and match. Say like even a 40-minute episode with like one 23-minute one. It's really up to you. We can cover TV, cartoons, anime, whatever you like, even short movies and whatnot below an hour, and so on. Although, yeah, I would say like an hour 10 is the maximum. I'm just that nice. Every penny helps to pay for HFC, and honestly these days, helps keep us going. Lets me pay the co-coms, lets me purchase games to do playthroughs for you guys and stream and so on, and just, you know, pay basic bills and so on. So help support HFC and get your own stuff in the meantime. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time for another batch of HFC Patreon TV comms. Bye bye.
Bon appetit!